Good evening. This is All India Radio. I'm Naresh Margo, and with me is Renuka with the evening news. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi hails country's startup culture, asserts India has become a nation of job creators and not just job seekers. In his Mann Ki Baat program, Prime Minister says he does not seek power but only wants to serve the people. Centre to review decision on restarting international flights and SOP for incoming passengers amid emergence of new COVID variant Omicron. Government holds all-party meeting ahead of winter session of Parliament from tomorrow, seeks healthy discussion and cooperation of all political parties for smooth functioning. Farm Laws Repeal Bill 2021 listed for introduction and passing in Lok Sabha on first day of session. BJP sweeps Tripura civic elections, winning 217 out of 222 seats. Curtains come down on 52nd International Film Festival of India in Goa, and in Kanpur Cricket Test, India declares second innings at 234 for 7 on day 4, setting a massive 284-run target for New Zealand. As India created history by administering over 100 crore vaccine doses against COVID-19, All India Radio salutes all the doctors, nurses, other frontline workers, and all those who got vaccinated and made this possible. Even though the country has achieved this feat, we caution our listeners that the battle against COVID is not yet over. We appeal to our listeners to get fully vaccinated at the earliest and also help others get vaccinated. Please follow these 3 simple steps. Wear a face mask. Maintain 2 gaz ki duri for social distancing and focus on hand and face hygiene. For any COVID-related information and guidance, contact national helpline numbers 011-2397-8046 and 1075. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has hailed country's startup culture, saying that India is leading in the world of startups today. Addressing the nation through his Mann Ki Baat program on All India Radio, the Prime Minister said startups in the country are getting record investment year after year. The Prime Minister stated that the present time is the turning point of India's growth story, where people are not only dreaming of becoming job seekers but also job creators.
साल 2015 तक देश में बमुश्किल 9 या 10 यूनिकॉर्न हुआ करते थे। आपको ये जानकर बेहद खुशी होगी कि अब यूनिकॉर्न्स की दुनिया में भी भारत तेज उड़ान भर रहा है। एक रिपोर्ट के मुताबिक इसी साल एक बड़ा बदलाव आया है। सिर्फ 10 महीनों में ही भारत में हर 10 दिन में एक यूनिकॉर्न बना है। ये इसलिए भी बड़ी बात है क्योंकि हमारे युवाओं ने ये सफलता कोरोना महामारी के बीच हासिल की है। आज भारत में 70 से अधिक यूनिकॉर्न हो चुके हैं, यानी 70 से अधिक स्टार्टअप ऐसे हैं जो 1 बिलियन से ज्यादा के वैल्यूएशन को पार कर गए हैं।
The Prime Minister spoke to 2 persons who got their treatment done with the help of Ayushman Bharat scheme. The initiative helped the poor avail healthcare facilities. Interacting with the beneficiary Rajesh Kumar Prajapati, the Prime Minister said he does not seek power but only wants to serve the people.
सत्ता में रहने की शुभकामना मत दीजिए। मैं आज भी सत्ता में नहीं हूं और भविष्य में भी सत्ता में जाना नहीं चाहता हूं। मैं सिर्फ सेवा में रहना चाहता हूं। मेरे लिए ये पद, ये प्रधानमंत्री, ये सारी चीजें ये सत्ता के लिए है ही नहीं भाई, सेवा के लिए है।
In Mann Ki Baat program, the Prime Minister talked about Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, nature conservation and paid tribute to armed forces and Baba Saheb Ambedkar. Mr. Modi cautioned people that COVID has not gone yet. He said it is the responsibility of everyone to take all precautions to curb the spread of COVID.
Over 122 crore 34 lakh doses of COVID vaccine have been administered in the country so far under the nationwide vaccination drive. The Health Ministry said more than 36,58,000 vaccine doses were administered today. During the last 24 hours, 8,774 new COVID cases were reported and 9,481 COVID patients recovered. The national recovery rate stands at 98.34%. Home Secretary Ajay Kumar Bhalla today chaired an urgent meeting on new COVID variant of concern, Omicron. The meeting was held after the Prime Minister chaired a high-level review meeting yesterday on the COVID variant. Today's meeting was held with various experts, Member Health and Niti Aayog Dr. V.K. Paul, Principal Scientific Advisor to Prime Minister Dr. Vijay Raghavan, and senior officers from Health, Civil Aviation and other ministries. It was decided that the government will review Standard Operating Procedures (SOP) on testing and surveillance of incoming international passengers, especially for those countries identified at risk category. Genomic surveillance for variants will be further strengthened and intensified. Airport health officials and port health officials will be sensitized for strict supervision of testing protocol at airports and ports. The decision on effective date of resumption of scheduled commercial international passenger service will be reviewed as per evolving global scenario. The Home Secretary said closer watch on emerging pandemic situation within the country will be maintained.
Union Health Secretary Rajesh Bhushan has written to all states and union territories over the emergence of the new COVID variant, asking them to enforce intensive containment and active surveillance measures and also increase coverage of vaccination. The centre said it is essential that the disease surveillance network in the country be geared up for rigorous follow-up of all international travellers from all countries, especially countries designated as at risk. Centre has also asked states and union territories to operationalize ample testing infrastructure to tackle any surge due to this mutated virus. This is All India Radio giving you the news. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on Twitter at AIR News Alerts.
चलो मिलकर एक शुरुआत करें, चलो एक फैसला आज करें, मास्क नहीं तो टोकेंगे, कोरोना को रोकेंगे, चलो एक इरादा करते हैं, चलो कुछ वादा करते हैं, मास्क नहीं तो टोकेंगे, कोरोना को रोकेंगे.
The winter session of Parliament will begin from tomorrow. It is scheduled to conclude on 23rd December. On the first day of the session, Farm Laws Repeal Bill 2021 has been listed for introduction and passing in the Lok Sabha. On the eve of the winter session of Parliament, a meeting of the government with the floor leaders of all parties was held in New Delhi to ensure smooth functioning of both houses of Parliament. Parliamentary Affairs Minister Prahlad Joshi said the government is always ready to discuss on the floor of the House any issue as permitted under rules of procedure. He also requested all parties for cooperation for the smooth functioning of the House.
राजनाथ सिंह जी के नेतृत्व में और पीयूष गोयल जी के नेतृत्व में आज हमने ऑल पार्टी मीटिंग की है. ऑल पार्टी मीटिंग में 31 पार्टी पार्टिसिपेट किया, 42 लीडर फ्रॉम वेरियस पार्टीज पार्टिसिपेट किया है. बहुत कंस्ट्रक्टिव डिस्कशन हुआ है, कंस्ट्रक्टिव सजेशन आया है. सरकार वो सजेशन सब नजर में रखते हुए सरकार के तरफ से राजनाथ सिंह जी ने कहा कि ये जो कुछ भी सजेशन आया है पूरा हम ध्यान में रखेंगे.
In the all-party meeting, Defence Minister Rajnath Singh expressed his appreciation that the discussion had been very healthy and important issues had been flagged. He noted that the parties have expressed the need for more discussions in Parliament, with regard to which he underlined that the government also wants a healthy discussion. Vice President and Rajya Sabha Chairman M. Venkaiah Naidu met the leaders of parties in Rajya Sabha this evening at Uparashtrapati Niwas ahead of the upcoming winter session of Parliament. We have a report.
The session, which will spread over a period of 25 days, will have 19 sittings. 36 bills and one financial item have been identified for being taken up during the session. Besides Farm Laws Repeal Bill, other important bills which are listed in business schedule include the Cryptocurrency and Regulation of Official Digital Currency Bill, the Insolvency and Bankruptcy Second Amendment Bill, and the Banking Laws Amendment Bill. The Electricity Amendment Bill, the National Anti-Doping Bill, and the Pension Fund Regulatory and Development Authority Amendment Bill will also be taken up during the session. In financial business, the second batch of supplementary demands for grants for the 2021-22 has been listed for discussion and voting. 3 bills will also be taken up to replace the ordinances promulgated during the inter-session. With Anand Kumar, Anupam Mishra, AR News, Delhi.
A meeting of the BJP Parliamentary Executive was held in New Delhi under the chairmanship of Party President JP Nadda ahead of the winter session. During the meeting, an in-depth discussion was held over the party's strategy to ensure smooth functioning of both the houses through meaningful and healthy debate. Besides, a meeting of the floor leaders of National Democratic Alliance (NDA) was also held today. The BJP has swept the civic polls in Tripura, winning 217 out of 222 seats across 13 urban local bodies including Agartala Municipal Corporation in the counting of votes held today across the state. CPIM could manage to win 3 seats while the Trinamool and an independent candidate won 1 seat each. Election to 220 seats was held earlier this month. Of the 334 total seats, the BJP has won 329, having been elected unopposed in 112 seats earlier. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has said that people of Tripura have given a clear message that they prefer politics of good governance. BJP President JP Nadda also expressed gratitude towards the people of Tripura for the historic and thumping victory in urban local bodies election in the state.
17 people died in a road accident in Nadia district of West Bengal. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has expressed pain over the loss of lives in the road mishap. He announced an ex gratia of 2 lakh rupees each from Prime Minister's National Relief Fund for the next of kin of those who lost their lives in the accident in West Bengal. 50,000 rupees would be given to the injured. Curtains came down on the 52nd International Film Festival of India in Goa this evening with a glittering closing ceremony. The star-studded musical extravaganza heralded 9 days of films and events. Some of the most glittering names from Indian cinema, including Madhuri Dixit, Manoj Bajpayee and Randhir Kapoor, were in attendance at the ceremony. The coveted Golden Peacock Award for the Best Film went to the movie from Japan, Ring Wandering by director Masakazu Kaneko. The Silver Peacock for the Best Actor Male went to Jitendra Joshi for the Marathi drama Godavari of filmmaker Nikhil Mahajan. Nikhil Mahajan was felicitated at the festival with a special jury award. He shared the award with Brazilian actor Renata Carvalho for The First Fallen. The award in the female category went to Angela Molina for her Paraguay film Charlotte. The special jury mention was given to Roman Vasyanov for his Russian film The Dome. Speaking on the occasion, Minister of Information and Broadcasting said that the festival is a celebration of storytelling and filmmaking. He said that this edition of IFFI was one of many firsts.
At the 52nd IFFI, we had the presence and enthusiastic participation of OTT platforms for the first time. IFFI has embraced new technology, the platform choices of audiences, and kept pace with the changing times. We also showcased the best films from the BRICS nations and hope to see this partnership blossom further. In a unique initiative aimed at identifying and nurturing young talent as we celebrate the 75 years of India's independence, we started a program and shortlisted 75 creative minds of tomorrow.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi has greeted the NCC cadets on NCC Day. In a tweet, Mr. Modi said, inspired by the motto of unity and discipline, NCC offers a great experience to the youth of India to realize their true potential and contribute to the nation building. All India Radio brings to its listeners a special program, Azadi Ka Safar, highlighting the importance of the day during the freedom struggle.
आजादी का अमृत महोत्सव।
Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. Birth of a Nation. India's glorious freedom struggle is one of the greatest struggles the modern world has ever witnessed. AIR News brings you a glimpse of this struggle every day.
November 28, 1890. The country lost a great social activist, thinker, anti-caste social reformer and writer from Maharashtra who left an indelible mark on the times by his great works during British India rule. He was Jyotirao Govindarao Phule. Popularly known as Jyotiba Phule, he was bestowed with the honorific Mahatma title by well-known social activist Vithalrao Krishnaji Vandekar in 1888.
Phule and his wife Savitribai Phule were pioneers of women's education in India.
सरस्वती दी आई।
Jyotirao Govindarao Phule was born in Pune in 1827 in a so-called lower caste community. As a young child, Jyotirao was withdrawn from school and he joined the menfolk of his family at work both in the shop and the farm. However, an elderly Christian friend recognized Phule's intelligence and persuaded Phule's father to allow him to attend the local Scottish Mission High School. Phule completed his English schooling in 1847.
The turning point in his life was in 1848, when he attended the wedding of a so-called higher caste friend. Phule participated in the marriage procession, but was later rebuked and insulted by his friend's parents for doing that. This incident profoundly affected Phule on the injustice of the caste system.
Later, at the age of 21, Phule visited a girls' school in Ahmednagar run by Christian missionaries. He read Thomas Paine's book, Rights of Man, and developed a keen sense of social justice. He realized that so-called lower castes and women were at a disadvantage in Indian society, and also that education of these sections was vital to their emancipation.
Phule first taught reading and writing to his wife Savitri Bai, and then the couple started the first indigenously run school for girls in Pune in 1848. The so-called upper castes of Pune did not approve of his work, but many Indians and Europeans helped him generously. Conservators in Pune also forced his own family and community to ostracize him. During this period, their friend Usman Sheikh and his sister Fatima Sheikh provided them with a roof over their heads. They also helped them start a school on their premises.
Later, the Phules started schools for children from the so-called lower castes. In 1852, there were 3 Phule schools in operation and 273 girls were pursuing education in these schools.
The plight of women and widows in the society also moved Phule. In those days, widows were treated badly, and even their shadows were considered to be inauspicious. They were made to attach a broom to their backs to wipe the path on which they had travelled. He championed widow remarriage and started a home for pregnant widows to give birth in a safe and secure place. In 1863,
Phule established an orphanage in an attempt to reduce the rate of infanticide. Phule daringly got pamphlets stuck around Pune, advertising in the following words:
"Widows, come here and deliver your baby safely and secretly. It is up to your discretion whether you want to keep the baby in the center or take it with you. This orphanage will take care of the children left behind."
The Phule couple ran the Infanticide Prevention Center till the mid-1880s.
On the 24th of September 1873, Phule formed Satyashodhak Samaj to focus on rights of depressed classes and women. We pay tribute to the great social reformer Mahatma Jyotiba Phule on his death anniversary.
That brings us to the end of this episode of Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. See you in the next episode tomorrow.
Best wishes to all our consumers for Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. Hallmark ensures purity of gold. Always purchase Hallmark gold jewelry. For any consumer-related complaints, please contact National Consumer Helpline's toll-free number 14404. Issued in public interest by Department of Consumer Affairs, Government of India. Jago Grahak Jago.
In the Kanpur Cricket Test, India were in a commanding position against New Zealand at the end of the final session of the 4th day of the first Test today. India declared their second innings at 234 for 7, setting a massive 284-run target for New Zealand on day 4. Chasing the target, New Zealand were 4 for the loss of 1 wicket at stumps. Now let us take a look at the weather forecast for tomorrow. The national capital Delhi will have shallow fog. Mumbai and Chennai will have a cloudy sky with possibility of development of thunder lightning. Srinagar, Leh and Gilgit will have a partly cloudy sky. Muzaffarabad will have a mainly clear sky. In the northeast, Guwahati, Imphal, Aizawl and Agartala will have fog in the morning and mainly clear sky later. In the southern part of the country, Visakhapatnam, Thiruvananthapuram and Puducherry will have generally cloudy sky with light rain. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi hails country's startup culture, asserts India has become a nation of job creators and not just job seekers. In his Mann Ki Baat program, Prime Minister says he does not seek power but only wants to serve the people. Centre to review a decision on restarting international flights and SOP for incoming passengers amid emergence of new COVID variant Omicron. Government holds all-party meeting ahead of winter session of Parliament from tomorrow, seeks healthy discussion and cooperation of all political parties for smooth functioning. Farm Laws Repeal Bill 2021 listed for introduction and passing in Lok Sabha on first day of the session. BJP sweeps Tripura civic elections, winning 217 of 222 seats. Curtains come down on 52nd International Film Festival of India in Goa. And in Kanpur Cricket Test, India declares second innings at 234 for 7 on day 4, setting a massive 284-run target for New Zealand. And with that, we end the evening news. Good night.